Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Colin Talks Crypto. And today we're going to take an overview, a 1,000-foot overview look at the crypto markets. Okay, now guys, I've prepared some pictures for you, some previous bubbles. If you've been around for 6 years like I have, you have seen some prices go up and you've seen some prices go down. And I'm going to share some of that with you. So as I showed in my previous video clip, I had this picture of the market correction and the cycle of a smooth bull progression from the peak to the valley to the next peak. And this was our last bull run with the last part cut off from, $20,000. Now, let's look at this. I like to look at things, like I said, from a very long-term perspective. So let's take this graph and let's break it into 4 pieces. And this is just my way of looking at it. You have your price peak and there's a correction period. And I kind of call the end of the correction period when it's done bottoming out, when it has hit more or less the lowest point on the graph. And then there's a flat period where it moves sideways for some period of time. And then there's a period where it starts to slightly go up. It moves up bit by bit for an extended period of time. And then it starts to ramp up more and more steeply as you get closer to the peak of the next bull run. And so real simply, I want to show you that this cycle is true for every single crypto bull run I've ever seen. So let's go back through some previous ones. Okay, so we're going to go backwards through the last 3 bubbles. That was the first one. And then we're going to compare that with where we are today. So this was the previous bubble. This was from that price of $255 as a peak here in April of 2013 until the November-December bull run that led to $1,150, which was up here somewhere. And so let's break down this chart. Same thing. There's a correction period, a flat period, slightly up period, and a steeply up period. Okay, and this is what it actually looked like when it did hit its $1,150. You'll see that the previous peak looks almost anthill insignificant compared to the new bull run, and it always does. Okay, now let's look at the previous bull run. And so this was at the end of 2012, and it hit like, I don't know, what is this, $17, somewhere in that range. Crashed down, corrected, and let's look at this, break it down. So we have the correction period, a flat period, a slightly up period, and a steeply up period. And then this went on to hit $255. So here it is when it actually gets all said and done. The reason I zoom in on that is because you can't even see this little part here when it's in comparison to the new bull run high. So I chop it off. But this is what it looks like. The correction period, flat, slightly up, steeply up. So with those 3 past market cycles and bull runs to compare with, where are we today? And this is what I like to just take a look at. All right, so here we are today. So this is December 2017 when it spiked around $20,000, and we've been going down ever since. We've been correcting ever since. So now, where would this fit on those 4 segments that I break every chart into? Well, here it is. The correction period, I think we have just ended, and we have just for maybe a month, maybe a little less, we've been into a flat period. And so we're going to move sideways. Again, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's not going to be perfectly flat, but it's going to go sideways for probably quite a while. And I just wanted to put this in perspective because I think a lot of people can get caught up in the day-to-day trading and look at something like this and say, oh, we've headed up for over 2 weeks. This could be the beginning of the next bull run. No, we haven't fully corrected yet. This here is not the beginning of a new bull run. This here was not the beginning of a new bull run because you have to step way back. And when you step way back and zoom out, you can start to see the patterns of things like the bull shape I drew for you of the previous bull run right here. And again, it's very evident when it's all said and done. And, it's 2020 in hindsight, of course, but let's try to take that 2020 in hindsight and apply it to today and find out where we are. And so with that being said, I feel like we are perhaps right here or right here. We've moved forward a little bit from my previous prediction. In my previous video, I said I thought we were either here or here. Well, now I feel like we're either here or here. And just to show you, I think that we're at best halfway through this recovery. We're not there yet, guys. I mean, and not to be pessimistic, but I just want to be realistic with our investments. And of course, barring some, black swan event where the price crashes, or what I have dubbed a white swan event where the price suddenly skyrockets due to some amazing news, perhaps, the ETF getting approved or something like that. Barring either of those, which are always possible, those extreme circumstances of unforeseen events, I think that we're going to see something like this. And we'll only be able to look back in a year or two and call it that. But I like to look at it now and call it that. So I think we're right about here. And I think we have 4 more months of sideways action. It could be as short as 2, probably more like 4. And then we're going to have another 8 months or more of where it goes up. And we're going to have this incredible bull run again. And it's going to go to new historic highs. We're going to probably hit $100,000. That's my prediction for the next bull run. $100,000 for the price of a single Bitcoin in the next bull run in 2019 or 2020. So lastly, I just want to leave you with some words of encouragement. I've been that guy who bought when the price was here and rode it all the way down, and I haven't sold. I'd ride that price all the way down until it goes to the next bull run. And I'm just, again, a long-term trader. But to put in perspective, let's say that you bought some crypto. Let's say you bought Ethereum a year ago or 2 years ago when it was $8. And then you saw the price of Ethereum go down to $6. I've been there. I've seen this. And you'd be kicking yourself because that, it lost 25% of its value. $8 to $6 is a huge loss. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now in the market. We just saw, a 25% drop. And I would say take a step back and look at the big picture. If you're in this for the short term only, yeah, you're going to be pissed and upset and emotionally distraught that you just lost so much money. And you might panic sell if you're a new investor. But if you're a seasoned investor and you've seen this kind of cycle before, you know that in 2 years, that 25% drop that you just saw is going to be almost nothing. If you look at the price of Ethereum now, what do we have? Even at its low right now of $364, do you think you'd really care that much about having bought it at $8 when you could have bought it at $6? No, I think you'll actually be pretty pumped that you paid so little for it. And that's the message I just want to get out here, guys. Think long term. Think about this as an investment long term, and you'll be all right. And don't worry about the day to day. Don't lose your shirt and sell for a loss when you can make a ton in the long run. Okay, guys, I hope you found this inspiring. We will get through this bear market. And I think, like I said, we're sideways for a while, and then we'll eventually hit a new bull run. But it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen in a month. It's going to take a little time. So accumulate and plan accordingly. Again, this is my advice to myself, and I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. And do not take this as professional trading advice, because I am by no means a professional trader. I am 100% self-taught. And so I hope you found this educational. Hope you're having a great day. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon.